Hey, what's up guys, BJ here. Thanks to all of your support, BJ has gone and bought himself a new camera, hence why you've got giant me on screen today. Finally got away from the crappy webcam, so that feels good. Hopefully we're building here guys, with the content quality is getting better and better. And speaking of which, today I'm bringing you a really cool deck in the Raio Dirt deck. As we know, Earth Rune is kind of like taking over really this season. It's been spell boost for pretty much the history of this game, to be honest. And yeah, I think this season's the first time where not just one, but perhaps several versions of Earthright are now pretty viable, right? So I'm going to jump into a version that is doing very well. It got to Grandmaster quite early. I'm just going to make me a bit smaller. And we're going to take a look at the cards and then show you a couple of games. And this version I've particularly gone with, I enjoy because it's actually got Raio in there as well, which is one of those cards that we've been wanting to play ever since it got released and never really had a chance. So let's take a look at the deck. So ultimately what we're trying to do here guys is we're trying to build up our dirt or our Earthrights, okay, and then we're trying to have quite a powerful mid game where we play units that obviously benefit from Earth payoff, take over the board, and then we summon our Sandolphins into hand. We get Lilanthium down, and we basically use this to kind of Super Evo clear the board and Sandolphin to finish. Now the alternative win con is that we can obviously get Raio down, and then we can start to win just on pure value, right? Just we've got quite a few draw cards in here. We can use Norman to draw, we can use Grandmaster to draw, and basically we just sift through the deck, and everything's obviously costing 3 less. And that basically means that we just win on value, right? Very quickly, we got 3 Witch Brews to obviously draw through the deck, and that's supported with 3 Melvies, which give us another 3 Witch Brews. So rapid draw. We're looking for you're looking for your 2 drops in the early game. Playing a Penelope is good because it gives you more Earth Sigils. Penelope is also a good Super Evo target in the late game, by the way, because not only does she give you obviously a 5 damage attack, but she also heals 2 and draws 2 and gives you 2 Earth Sigils. So she kind of like contributes to every single aspect of your game plan towards the end game. And she's also a very good Super Evo target if you have Raio'd, right? Because obviously everything in your deck is discounted, and she's going to draw through. Apprentice Astrologer is kind of like another sort of half draw, if you like, a bit like a Ruby. She puts something back, but she's also giving you the Earth Sigil as well. So very sort of very kind of early board presence with these 2 drops and building our game plan. And we've also got a bit of hard removal in Alchemic Flare. Nothing wrong with keeping this early game and removing big stuff, but in the late game, if we got the Skybound out or the SBA off, then it deals 2 damage to face as well, which is a nice bit of cheeky damage. I do run a single copy of Valharia. This card, you can just think of it as a 2 draw a card basically, but the thing with it is it gives you a pretty unique effect, because you can use Evolve just to kind of banish, and because we don't run Odin, having a 2 cost banish is actually pretty powerful, and it's, you know, in the right situation it's pretty good. And obviously in against like Wilberts and things like that, it's pretty, can be pretty clutch. The other thing though is it's got this Super Evolve that says banish all enemy copies of the same type. So we're starting to see now things like, you know, R&V if it's in mode, or you might get like the Congregants from Forest and things like that, where they go wide with multiple copies of the same thing. Even just things like Morelli sometimes, you know, in a mirror match. So Valharia, having like a single copy is not bad, depending on what you come up against. We've also got a single copy of Gilnelise because she's like clutch emergency heal, another heal option, but also in the late game, she's actually pretty powerful in this deck, because this deck is really good in that late game of just putting a load of burn together, right? With this, Sandolphin, and something like Lilanthium Super Evo in. It's pretty disgusting, to be honest. So single copy of Gilnelise plays into that end game as well. Obviously, we've got triple Sage Light, just the flexibility of this. One thing I will say about this card is in most other decks up to now, we've mainly used this for AoE and for heal, but in this deck, you actually often do use the first mode option, which is to gain 4 Earth Sigils, because you're actually playing an Earth Sigil deck for once, which is kind of mega lol. Yeah, the Enchanting Perfume is a really nice card. especially if you draw it on curve, because it generally will get rid of something that's being played on the board with 3 health at that stage of the game. And the fact that it doesn't cost you an Evo and you gain an Earth Sigil is fantastic. And if you do Evo it to really clear the board, right, another 3 damage and then charge, rush, it's the fact that it's giving you 2 Earth Sigils as well. So even though you're paying an Evo point, you are getting 2 Earth Sigils. It's really nice. Edelweiss is like your cheap payoff, right? And often you'll keep a couple of these with like an Enchanting Perfumer or a Cagliostro in the mid game to kind of deal with a bigger board. Gran and Jita, I mean, we'd prefer to play this one when we have SBA'd, right? So that we can get kind of flank, we can kind of rush with it as well. But, you know, it's fine to play on 4 and draw 2 cards as well. So obviously, we also just mentioned there Cagliostro. Cagliostro also really helps us in that late game burn, because this thing's pretty mean. Like, when it comes on, it evolves, right? That means it can do 7 damage, which is no mean feat. But it also puts an Ars Magna in your hand, which is a great spell. It's a 1 play point spell that does 2 damage, which can go face and heals 1 too. But if we've got SBA off on this card, then it basically gives us a permanent crest, which puts an Ars Magna in hand every single turn for the cost of 1 Earthright, making sure we make use of all that Earthright that we built up and giving us more and more burn damage. Mirelli and Rosetta is just a perfect kind of like mid-game unit, right? It's doesn't cost us an Evo, and yet we get 2 units that Evo, right, for the cost of 2 Earthright. So 2 5/5s is just like S tier power level in terms of what you're looking for there at 5. It's really, really nice. Sandolphin obviously is going to be the big finisher, and Sandolphin's actually potentially better in this deck than any other deck, and the reason for that is that we run Lilanthium, and so Lilanthium is on board. It can't really be removed except for in very niche circumstances, right? And the thing with this card is it just comes on and does 2 destroys 2 units, and then clears the board, right, for Sandalphon. So it's just destroy the board. Sandalphon then comes down, does 10 damage to face. Lilanthium charges and does 8 damage to face, and then you've probably got some Ars Magnas or something like that to finish as well. As we said, the Raio's in there as an alt win con. I really don't think the deck needs it. If I'm being really honest with you, I think it's like in here as a fun card, but it is also an alternative win con. You know, there will be turns where maybe they did kill your Lanthium, or you didn't draw whatever, and so Raio can actually be a genuine alternative win con, but I don't think he's necessary. The other key thing is if you are playing against a lot of, for example, Ward Haven or Hybrid Haven, Raio's really good in that match, right? Because his spell allows you to demolish the entire board, right? And so when you come up against Aether boards where you've got tons of walls and big ward units, this is the perfect answer. So to be honest, I think having 1 copy of it does make sense, and it probably will add a couple of percentage win into your win rate overall. So that's the deck, guys. As I say, in the early game, you want to be looking for those 2-drops, and I would say your Evo targets in here, you can use it on Gilnelise if you need that emergency heal, but really you want to be trying to use your actual Evo points on Norman, because you are getting free Evos with Morelli, right? So you really want to be using it on Norman, I think. And then in terms of your Super Evos, you want to be using those on Lilanthium, and primarily something like Penelope. Most of those other things like Cagliostro, Mirelli, they you know, and even Gran and Jita, once they've SBA'd, they can just Evo themselves, so why waste your points on them? Of course, it's all situational, all depends on the context. Sometimes, of course, it's correct to play Gran and Jita on 4 because that's what you've got and you Evo it. But I'm just talking about kind of general strategies there. So that's the deck, guys. Let's jump into some games now and see how we get on. Okay, Portal. So we're going to need a really good early curve here. Sandalphon is not it. Melvy's a nice turn 3 into Eldervice, I guess. Or do we use flare? I think we still do this. Okay, perfume is good. We've also got an Edelweiss into flare option here. Kind of don't want to Edelweiss now though, right? Because it could hit the 3-1. We could Alchemic and Apprentice. Do you know what? Let's do that because we can actually put Sandy back as well. Oh, it's actually egg, okay. We'll do a bit of drawing. It's gonna have to be go, go, go. So it's Evo and Yudi here. Kind of don't want to put things down with Norman, right? Because he's just going to use the destroy the board card. Yeah, so Norman doesn't feel good for that. Maybe it's this. I think we actually gain the 4 sigils here because next turn is going to be Elanthium. So I could actually just do a normal Evo here. I think I'm gonna do. So I kind of feel like we go heal. So this is 2, isn't it? 4, sorry. So what we can do is hit him with the flare first. That does the 2 damage, and then we get 1 carryover from this. And then we go face. So that's SSA, that's SSA, and that is going to be 1 off. So we could, for example, Penelope into Sandolphin next turn. Oh no, we just Super Evo this, right? If we're still alive. So it's on 14, yeah, so we Super Evo this. Nice. We did it, boys. Oh no, we didn't. Wait, isn't that a banish? Oh no, it's destroy. Oh no. Silly, silly me. It's alright. Still got it. I thought it was banish effect for some reason. It's kind of interesting. Got him. Okay. We'll keep the flare for some removal, I think. Don't actually know what kind of abyss we're going to be up against. It's looking like Evo Abyss, to be honest. Could still be mid-range too. Okay. Let's put the other one back. We get it back again. What is that all about? Yeah, definitely Evo Abyss. I think we didn't coin out Morelli here. Evo Astrologer go face and say, okay, it's fairly menacing board from turn 5. 11 health on board. 14 damage. Pulling off some tempo here. One off Sandy coming down. You can clear up, is it? Yeah, he's got another ghost in hand, so that should clear the board at least. No, he hasn't got another one in hand. Really? What's going on? Oh, we can't see Reaper, can we? Oh, we do need a target for that. Okay. Okay. Sort of the next turn, guys. It's over. Alchemic Flare. 4 and 2 to face. Kaboom. Okay, so I wonder what kind of forest we're up against. Kind of seeing all sorts with forest at the minute. We've seen a bit of evolution. We've seen Rose Queen. We've seen Tempo, old school, doing combo roach. Really is a bit of everything. Oh god, is it a Zudia? So we're going to Evo here to clear up the board and build our Witch Brew. It also leaves the option open to use our extra play point to get Norman out early, which Maybe the play if we don't need Morelli, we'll see. Still not sure what our opponent's actually playing. Kind of so far feels a bit like Izudia, right? Okay, so I guess this is Morelli turn. We should use the extra play point here, right? Because it's going to refresh in a second. So we'll do that just to get an extra Witch Brew. Capitan, Capitan. Oh, hello. So we're going to save the coin, right, and play this on turn 8. Oh, yeah, the second May Elf. I was wondering why I was using it on that. So I think we're just going to clear the board and then set up Raio this turn. Found this flare as well, which is nice for the Raio spell if we need to clean up the board. Here we go, boys. Okay, so let's just play this out because it's free. Just for starters. Interesting. No space for Melvy. So our Sandy should also be coming down next turn. Capitan, Capitan. Into Sandalphon. +1 heal from the Sandy. This is really nice because it gives you protection against the kind of the Sandalphon burst, right? Super Evo. This is actually SBA'd, so this will do 2 to face. This isn't actually SBA'd yet. Or SSBA'd. Okay. We're back again. So let's draw 3 cards for starters. Let's do this. Rolling the dice. Guess he came close. Came close to the finish, but not close enough.